What is up, guys? How are you guys doing today? I am back with another video of Apple Tech. As you guys can see by the title, today we're going to be comparing a real review of the iPhone 11 Pro Max versus the Galaxy S20. Oh my god, and I've been all wrong. So, yes, that's what we're going to be doing today. So first we're going to start off with the actual size. Now the size, let me write this back down. I know. Don't click off the video. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Alright. Size. The S20 Ultra has a 6.9-inch AMOLED display. Not OLED, AMOLED display. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has a 6.5-inch OLED display, which is a Super Retina XDR display. Now, the display is a lot better on the Galaxy S20. So, yeah, display is a lot better. So, we already have a point to Samsung because they have a better display. Next thing, let's talk about pixels. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra has 511 pixels per inch. The iPhone 11 Pro Max, on the other hand, only has 458 pixels per inch. So it's already another point to Samsung because they have more pixels per inch. It's already starting good for Samsung. I won't be surprised if Samsung beat all of it in all these categories here. Next thing, let's talk about weight. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is 7.76 ounces. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is 7.97 ounces. Now, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is a lot heavier, so it will give you like more of that real feel. But most people don't like to have the really heavy phones. Most people like to go for lighter stuff because it's easier for a heavier phone to crack than a lighter phone. It's easier to hold a lighter phone than a heavy phone. That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna give the point to Samsung. Software. Both of these are running their latest software. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is running iOS 13. The Galaxy S20 is running Android 10. Now, I'm going to give the point to Apple here because they give you a lot more software updates a lot often than Samsung does. And there's a lot more you can get 5 years of software updates. With Samsung, there's only like 2 years. So, I'm going to give the point to Apple. Finally, Apple has a point. Next, camera. Now, there's so many cameras on the S20 Ultra. You have 4 cameras. You have a 108 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 48 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens. And you also have an extra time-of-flight camera. So, on the other hand, with the iPhone Pro Max, you only have a 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens, and you have a 12 megapixel. Oh, no, you have a 12 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens. That's already a point to Samsung because they give you more megapixels. Front-facing camera. You have a 40 megapixel front-facing camera for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. The iPhone 11 Pro Max, you only have an 8 megapixel front-facing camera on the 11 Pro Max. So it's already, the Samsung completely blew the iPhone away in mostly everything so far, except for software. But I'm going to give the point to Samsung because they have way more megapixels for the front and back camera. Let's talk about video. The Samsung S20 can shoot at 8K video. The iPhone 11 Pro Max only can shoot at 4K video. So that's already a point for Samsung because you can shoot better video. Before the Galaxy S20 Ultra came out, the iPhone 11 Pro Max was best at video because they shoot at 4K. Now it can shoot at 8K. This is amazing. So the Galaxy S20 Ultra is best at video. Next thing, processor. The Galaxy S20 Ultra processor is a processor of 64-bit Ultra-Core Processor Max. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is an Apple A13 chip. Now, I'm going to get a point to Apple because their processor is so much better. You watch Apple keynote, Apple is so ahead in processor, it's just amazing. So, I'm going to get a point to Apple. That's only 2 points for Samsung. 2 points for Apple. Samsung has way more points, so Samsung is still in the lead. Storage options. 128 gigabytes, as a base storage for the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Hear me out. You start at 128 gigabytes. With the iPhone Pro Max, you have to, as a base storage, it's only 64 gigabytes. As a base storage on the Galaxy S20 Ultra, it's 128 gigabytes. So that's way better with the S20 Ultra. You get way more storage as a base storage. You know how, if you only use up to 128 gigabytes, then it's best you don't have to pay extra. And the highest storage is 512 gigabytes. And the storage options for the iPhone Pro Max is 64 gigabytes, 256 gigabytes, or 512. I don't know why Apple added the 256 gigabyte model. They could have just went with 64 gigabytes to 512 gigabytes. That would have been better. I don't know why they added a 256 gigabyte. I feel like Apple was just being extra with that. With Samsung, see how they did 128 gigabytes or 512 gigabytes. Or with the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, they did 256 gigabytes and 512 gigabytes. Let's talk about expandable storage. You can do expandable storage with the Galaxy S20 up to 1 terabyte of storage. The iPhone Pro Max, sadly, it does not have expandable storage. So if you run out of the storage, you're pretty much done, because you cannot put more storage on it unless you buy a whole nother phone with another 512 gigabytes. There's going to be too much. Battery. You have a 500 milliamp battery of the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Now, I already know the iPhone Pro Max have really good battery, but I already know that iPhone Pro Max has a smaller battery, so that's already a point to Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Price. Now, this is a point for Apple because the iPhone is cheaper. The price starts at $1,400 for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. iPhone Pro Max only starts at $1,100, so you'll save a couple $100 buying the iPhone Pro Max as a base model. To be honest, Samsung just completely destroyed the iPhone in my comparison. Let me show you how many points Samsung got. Samsung beat Apple in the display and the size. Also beat Apple in the pixels per inch. Also beat Apple for the weight. Also beat Apple for the camera. Also beat Apple for the front-facing camera. Also beat Apple for the video. Also beat Apple for storage. Also beat Apple for RAM. And also beat Apple for expandable storage. And also beat Apple for battery. So that's 11 things Samsung beat Apple for. Because you only get 6 gigabytes of RAM for the iPhone, 12 gigabytes of RAM for the S20 Ultra, and can get up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's amazing. So the Samsung completely destroyed the iPhone. The Samsung got 11 points. The iPhone beat the Samsung and shoot, I'm trying to remember. Software. Also, Apple beat Samsung for the processor, and Apple beat Samsung for the price. So that's only 3 things. Samsung completely destroyed the iPhone. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. The iPhone is so much more better on everything. I mean, the Samsung is so much better. The Samsung got 11 points. The iPhone only got 3 points. And the only reason the Samsung really costs more because it has more. You pay less, you get less. You pay more, you get more. So it completely beats there. So that's just my video me comparing the Galaxy S20 to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. If you guys enjoyed the video, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. See you guys. Have a nice day.